If you smell what the truck is cooking.
A 7th Street exclusive.
Donny, welcome, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Got here all right?
I was all good. Yeah.
Perfect. Very good. Now, I've prepped you for this question. I told you, was it last night?
Yeah.
I told you last night. I was a bit worried. I was like, because we've had a guest, last episode, the girls weren't WWE fans, but I was pleasantly surprised when you said you're all about it.
I was all about it.
You're all about it. Very good. So, your favourite WWE wrestler growing up?
Oh, I didn't have singular favourites, but I was big on Jeff Hardy.
Good. You know what? I was going to pick that. I like trying to guess favourite wrestlers.
Yeah.
I was going to pick that.
Yeah.
He was. Who else has said Jeff Hardy? I think someone else, another guest has actually said Jeff Hardy. But
the duo that I loved, man.
the Hardy brothers?
Nah, DX.
Oh, yes. That's who. That's literally so DX. I don't know. You probably haven't noticed, but the whole aesthetic of this podcast. So like the green and black, and like my intro music and everything to the podcast.
Yeah, right.
That's all based on DX. How
sick.
good.
like
Like they're like. Who did we talk about? I think it was Harry and I talked about it on the podcast in episode 1 or something. They were like the perfect mixture of like they'd sort of fuck around and have fun, but then that like when push come to shove, they'd throw down.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
So like, yeah, I agree. That's Jeff Hardy and DX. That's sick. I was thinking so. Episode 6 that come out. Actually, we're obviously recording a week in advance, but Alex Osborne last episode brought me Kurt Angle. I saw you noticed him, and I'm thinking potentially of like collecting figurines of like whoever the guest favorite wrestlers are.
I'm pretty sure I've got a whole heap of old ones, eh?
Do you really?
Yeah, man.
Wow, I might have to
I'll
hit you
try
up.
to find them,
Do you reckon you have Jeff Hardy?
Oh, yes. No, I do.
Dude, face paint, no? How sick?
Nah, not face
Or like
paint.
earlier Jeff Hardy?
Nah, later. When he wasn't putting face paint on, but he had the full arms and...
Oh, like the arms, like the arm sleeves and everything?
Yeah.
He was, he's pretty underappreciated, I reckon, eh?
You reckon?
Yeah, I feel like. Or maybe not to us because we know WWE, but like,
Suppose.
to people that...
They wouldn't know him.
Yeah, they wouldn't know. People that don't watch, they're like, they don't know who Jeff Hardy is. They're just like John Cena.
But then you get people like the Undertaker as well.
Yeah.
But nobody fucked with the Undertaker.
Yeah. What's with... Why didn't anyone fuck with him? Do you reckon?
He's the man.
Do you reckon? Yeah. Do you reckon?
He's huge as well, though. You got to think about that.
Like, what is he like? 6'11",
Something like that.
and
Something
like
ridiculous.
fucking shit, like built like a
I
shed.
think it was like the whole dark and ominous type of thing that
Yeah.
made him scary. He's
Well-
like he's walking in, he's all slow. It's like fuck that.
And before him, no one had ever done like a hell supernatural gimmick or anything. I don't reckon he was like the first to be like kind of supernatural.
Yeah, because before that, do you remember old, like way before we were younger, I reckon there was that guy that used to walk around with the urn?
Yeah, Paul Bearer. It was his name. Yeah,
Was it really?
yeah. His name was obviously in WWE
Yeah.
was Paul Bearer, like Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
That's like, of course his name was Paul Bearer. But yeah, he was like, he would
apparently holding Undertaker's urn.
yeah, so like he'd control the Undertaker and stuff. Crazy, eh? Actually, so crazy. All right, enough of the garbage shot. Everyone's probably tuned out by now anyway. So I want to, obviously this is the first time we've met. Yeah. So and obviously all the listeners listening in, they're in the same boat as me essentially. So I want to start with you growing up. What sort of kid would you say that you were? Were you an absolute rat bag, or what was you were?
Rat bag. I didn't stop, man.
You didn't? You were...
No, I was pretty full on.
Yeah. So you said before did you grow up in Manham?
Nah, so We moved around a bit, so I was in Port Adelaide a fair bit.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But when I think I was 6 or 7, we moved to Manham.
Okay, cool.
But because my parents are split, Dad was already there.
Yeah. In Manham.
Yeah, so I'd be there every second weekend. And so I already knew the place, but once I moved there, I sort of... It was like you had a bit more freedom because you can't go far from Manham.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, just run. So come back before dark and you'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you live there until you were...
Up until my accident, so...
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, 17.
Oh, sick.
So,
So
for 10 years.
did you go to school there and everything? In Manham?
Yeah, I was there for up until year 10.
Yeah.
Where I moved to Unity College to go there.
Oh, okay.
Which is a school in Mowbridge.
Yep. Okay, sick.
Still live there though.
And was it... Obviously, I've done my research a little bit. Was it purely footy, would you say? Or were you one of the kids? I mean, I feel like we're only just meeting and we're going to find out a bit more about each other in the next hour, but were you purely footy mad, or did you have interest in like cricket and basketball or?
Oh, I couldn't play basketball. Never tried, but I played tennis for a bit.
Yeah,
wasn't that good. But then cricket, I filled in a few times, but I was scared of the fucking ball, man. Got hit once. I was like, nah.
No, thank you. I'm the exact same, man. I was always like, I was a really keen cricketer until probably the age of like 14 or 15. Yeah. And then everyone started bowling really quick.
Heat.
And pure heat, man. And it was like, nah, like once you get hit by one of them, stung by one of them on like the thigh or like in like the inner thigh or something, it's like, I don't know how these professionals and like semi-professionals or even like just lower level amateurs are facing like 120 to 40 kilometer balls, man.
There was one time mid-game, I got a bouncer. I just forgot the dodge. Just like whack, just copped it. I'm like,
were you wearing a helmet?
Yeah, but I was like, I probably should have like ducked or something.
Yeah, just didn't even react.
No, I just hit it. I'm like,
what the hell? Yeah, I know. That's the thing, man. Like cricket, you don't actually. A lot of people don't appreciate the level of skill it actually takes. Like, especially to be a batsman. Like, bowling is like is a whole different thing. But like,
you're facing it.
Yeah, like when and it's just like a ball that's the size of like an apple, and it's like moving at 140 kilometers an hour. It's
pretty well rock hard.
Yeah, dude, it's an impressive skill for sure. So,
but nah, with football though, it's a bit different because like once you cross that line, you get a bit of white line fever.
For sure, oh, absolutely.
Because I've played it against a few of my mates as well. You'd be friends off the field. On it, you'd be like, nah,
hate,
don't like you.
Pure hatred. Yeah. It was literally like a license to. And I know.
But you knew their skills though.
Yes.
And you knew how to play against it.
Exactly. Yeah. But like, and like you were saying with footy, it's almost like a license. It's literally like you're inside this boundary and it's literally a license to like hurt people, essentially. Like you can literally, hurt, it's a license to hurt people. But like, yeah, so footy.
It was just funny, like, when I was growing up, because it's changed now. It's gotten a bit softer, but so many fights as a kid.
Yeah.
So many.
So you grew up playing footy in Manham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So originally I used to play soccer down in Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
And then when I went up there, they didn't have a soccer team.
Oh, okay.
So Dad's like, football. I'm like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, sick.
Loved it though.
So footy was the dream, essentially?
Yeah,
growing
essentially.
Up?
Because I was 15 when I started playing A grade.
Yeah.
And then...
For Manham?
Yeah. And so I think it was my first touch. I got thumped. And I was like, okay, this is what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
You know?
Well...
But that whole game, I got thumped and I barely got a touch. But yeah, the year after though, we won the premiership.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was intense. I had to keep up with 30-year-olds and 20-year-olds.
So you played in the flag?
Yeah.
What year was that?
2013.
Wow. So you were
16.
Wow.
Yeah.
What position do they have you?
Wing.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Silky wingman?
Yeah. But my teammates, so that they told me, like, I used to like to be real verbal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So get into their ears. I got whacked a few times. There was one time the guy was standing, he fucked up bad, and we got a goal out of it. And I was just sitting there, you know, that was from you. That. And then ball went up in the centre, and he just turned around and punched me, and I dropped like a sack of shit.
Where'd he punch you?
Right in the mouth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
This is in A grade?
Yeah. And blood's coming out. Went to the bench, and the coach is like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I'll find him. And he's like, good, but just no free kicks, or I'm like, done.
That's so good. So football, obviously, I've established football was, and I've obviously, like I said before, I've done a bit of research. Like, I'm going to save your artwork for later, so we can talk about that in a bit more depth. But would you say that your art as a kid sort of took a back seat to your footy, for example? Like, did you have?
I've been drawn since I was 5, man.
So you never really stopped? Would you say, or?
Let's say so I stopped in year 12.
Okay.
Because year 11 I did art, but my teacher, she asked me if I was going to do it in year 12, and I said, how much theory is there?
Yeah.
And she said, it's over half. I'm like,
It's most of it, yeah.
I'm not doing that. I failed all of that. So
Yeah.
she goes, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So in year 12, I think I did, I didn't practice much. All I did was do a few drawings, and that was it.
Yeah.
I think I drew my schoolies shirt, but that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't take that much of my time.
Yeah.
It was as if I was bored or something. I'd just be sketching something.
Yeah. Was it? So was it?
I should have brought in some of my old drawings.
Well, I was going to ask you that.
Kid,
I was literally
yeah.
going to ask you that. I wish I did now.
That's all right. But fuck, it's twisted, man. You're a 5, 6, 7-year-old. It's just like, you should be drawing shit like that.
Even when you were when you were
yeah.
5.
It was just weird shit.
What was like the level of? So if you say, obviously you've like,
Oh, look at it now. It's pretty crap, but
like for a 5-year-old, it's
not bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. So
I used to like trace like a circle, and that was the head.
yeah,
So you ever watch Regular Show?
I know what the show is. Can you
know the character Pops?
I
He's got, like,
don't.
big head.
I don't. Is that where you used to base it off?
No. But it's the best way to think about it, like the head was.
Okay.
It'd just be a big circle
Massive head.
and just be a little body.
That was always the theme of what you draw.
It was always the head size, and they'll just base it around that.
Wow, that's
I don't
sick.
know why, but
So you were always like you said, you were always sort of sketching and doing stuff, even if you weren't. So you obviously love footy, and that was probably the main question was like, as you were, because I know me growing up, I was always like, I want to play AFL footy. That's my dream. But I got to the age of 16, 17, and I was still playing like a bit of, underage sample stuff, not heaps, but
yeah.
I'd always, in the back of my head, I was like, I don't think I'm good enough here.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm good enough at all. Were you like really driven as a young fella to sort of play footy, or?
I was driven. I didn't think I was good enough, but I kept getting put in the team, and everyone praised, and I was just like, okay. So I just kept playing. And
did you have like an attribute that was like really that stood out to you? Think like, were you quick or good skills?
I wasn't that quick.
You weren't?
Maybe off the step, but not long term.
Yeah.
But like I had a good engine. Like I could run long distance, but because I drank a bit, it pulled me back a little bit.
That's where the fun is, though.
Nah, but I think I don't know. When I came down here, when I played for Sturt, you notice that a lot of kids don't hit contests.
Yeah.
And like because I played with some of my mates in that same team, we're the ones actually hitting it.
Yeah.
And playing like we're actually trying to not hurt the person, but
win the ball aggressively.
Run through them anyway and collect the ball. But
yeah,
I don't know. I played with a lot of soft people,
That's probably I'm definitely. Well, I'd have mates listening to this, and if I was to say, "Oh yeah, I totally agree, man. My hardball gets all day," they'd be like, "No, you're not." But I definitely understand. I know what you mean because and like you said, when you're growing up playing, because I was the same. I played back home for Kingston. I played like my first A-grade game when I was like 15, 16 as well. And once you're thrown up into that, playing against fully grown men, like they don't they don't take any prisoners. Like they're going just as hard at you as what they are at the 35-year-old man on your team. So yeah, you learn to actually, I guess, be a lot more physical, even if you aren't that type of player. Like you know what to expect in terms of getting knocked off the ball and getting tackled really hard and everything like that. So no, that's sick, man. So you've definitely like that. So I guess what I wanted to try and figure out was like, there wasn't like a period in your life where you just stopped doing arts. Like you've always sort of consistently, whether it just be doodling or...
It was always sort of there. Like towards the end of 2014, I probably didn't draw much.
Yeah.
Not much at all. Like I might have picked up a pencil and done like this one little drawing that I always did.
Yeah.
Like because I used to watch my sister was pretty good at art as well. And I used to watch her draw these flowers. They were just real easy to draw.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. And then I got better at it than her.
Yeah.
She hated me.
Oh, wow.
Hated me.
I was going to ask you, so like, how did you get into drawing? Like, was it something that from your sister or?
Nah, so she wasn't drawing that much then, but my mum's friend, like really good friends with, I'm trying to think of how many years, doesn't matter. But she's fallen to the art scene.
Oh, okay.
She's like, here, take this and start.
Yeah.
And every now and then she'd sort of like look at it and go like, she didn't sugarcoat what I was doing. She'd go like, oh, this is great, keep going. She was like,
it's okay.
yeah, you can do better. And I'm like, oh.
So she drove you to...
She pushed me a little bit, yeah.
That's cool.
It was good.
Would she teach you like... I mean, I know nothing about drawing. She teach you like techniques and stuff,
I don't remember
or
what she taught me if she did.
Yeah, right. I guess like kind
I
of.
watched a lot of cartoons though.
That was next thing I had written down was like, and that's probably more of a. I had that written in like I was going to ask you when we talk about the artwork and stuff, but like we can dive into it after because I've got it written down so I won't forget.
Yeah.
First though, I wanted to talk about. What year did you have your accident? And I want to let you tell the story in full. Because I have a bad habit of just interrupting people when they talk. So I want to let you tell the story in full, and then we can obviously discuss
just
it further.
the accident or the full fucking story?
I want the full story, man. Jeez. Whatever you feel comfortable. I'm
telling. Comfortable with it. It's like lots happen.
Okay. Where do you want to start? You start wherever you please.
I'll start where it happened, really, because. So I was driving. You've been to Madden, but have you driven the back road?
I haven't. No.
It's just long straight roads, and I've driven it all the time.
Okay.
So I got a bit complacent.
Right.
And I had one foot under my knee, and I went to drive around a bend, and I had to brake, but I hit the accelerator.
Oh wow.
And then I overcorrected, and I was tired, so I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then I ended up hitting a ditch.
Okay.
And I flew out the car, but because I wasn't wearing my belt, that's what saved me.
Because you weren't wearing it.
Yeah, so I ended up out the car, but the car rolled.
Wow.
And the roof was leveled with the bonnet. So
right.
it would have killed me.
So, yeah, if you were in there,
it would have been flattened. So I ended up about 30 metres that way because I hit a ditch on that side.
Yeah.
And, I have like a brief memory. Like it was all dark, but I heard the wheel.
Yeah.
Just going, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then I got found pretty well straight away.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew's godfather found me, and he was the only one on that road after that as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was very lucky.
Because it was the back road, essentially.
Yeah, no one really drove on that road. Like it was barely busy ever.
Yeah.
And then...
And so was that... Sorry, what year was that?
2014.
2014.
So it was in December.
And so you were 17. Yeah.
I think it was...
Oh, you would have had your piece, of course.
Yeah, I was 4 months shy of 18.
Right.
So I got found, got picked up. Apparently, this is what sort of broke me, like, because I only found out this probably maybe 2 years after.
Yeah.
I was sort of going, like, in the amber, I was telling them, like, why you're holding me down.
Really?
Yeah, like, really screaming at them. And they're like, we're not.
Wow.
Yeah, so that would have been pretty hard for them.
So you found that
out later, yeah, because I seen one of the amboys when I was in my bridge.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, this is what it was like. I was like, fuck, man.
Wow.
It's brutal. Like,
yeah.
And the lady knew me as well, and she had to go through that.
Yeah.
And then So I was in the hospital for a while before the helicopter could come pick me up
From
Mowbridge.
Mowbridge, yeah.
because it started bucketing down with rain and they wouldn't fly through it. So
Wow.
the crash happened at like 8ish,
Mhm.
and I didn't get operated on until about 2
In the morning.
in the morning.
Yeah. And so I guess from there, was it in terms of like they start operating straight away?
Yeah, so it's basically to pull the vertebrae away from the cord.
Right, I see. And so, is there I guess there would be like the name of what the injury essentially was, or like,
I'm quadriplegic.
Yeah.
But the level that I broke it's called it's like C3, C4.
right, okay.
Which is the vertebrae.
vertebrae.
Where it
Yep.
broke.
Mhm.
But so one of them is sort of, because it broke that way, it sort of shattered a little bit.
Right.
So they couldn't really put it back together. So it took a piece of my hip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pardon me. And they put that together, and then they just had to wait for the swelling to go down on my neck, so to see if the cord was going to be free.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it didn't snap, which is probably the best thing that I've
Good.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. If I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to talk, move, nothing.
Wow. So it's like it's that literally that close from being that,
so much smaller.
like minuscule.
Apparently, the spinal cord is like a level of, like a bit of spaghetti,
Wow.
and all it did is got punched real bad. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
So
Sorry, I interrupted again. That's my
You're
bad
right,
habit.
it's all
So so it's 2 a.m. That's when you start getting operated on, and so like how long does the operation last?
I didn't
sure.
know. Nah, I don't know how long that was.
Yeah.
But so my sister found out instantly because it was my nephew's godfather.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened then, but she would have been distraught.
Yeah.
But how weird is this? So one of my mates, she was outside at the time the helicopter went over.
Right.
I don't know why, but for some reason she looked at him and she goes, "I hope that's not Donny."
Wow.
And she told me this. She's told me this a few times, and I was like,
Because did she know you were driving, or she just had a feeling?
she just had a feeling.
Wow.
And it's still like, all right, that's kind of weird.
Kind of haunting, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I was getting into a lot of trouble as well. Not like, I've been in a bit of trouble,
Right.
but I was just mischievous, you know.
Yeah.
So-
There's always, I mean, I definitely wasn't that mischievous as a kid, but like I had a lot of mates that were definitely mischievous. Like they'd know, they'd never ask me to get up to the stuff that they did a lot of the time because like they just know that I'd be like, nah, like, I'm going to stay out of it. But like I knew a lot of the shit that they were up to. And that's just a part of like growing up.
Yeah,
like when you're a kid, you're like, you want to do that sort of shit a lot of the time just to fucking break the rules and everything. So
I wasn't the only influence, but our group, we were sort of influences on each other.
yeah. Who can do like something, the funnier thing, or like
or if it's more like someone would say like, we should do this, or we could, and I'll be like,
I'll do it.
well, let's do it. Why not? What do we got to lose? Fuck it. No, how's this, right? There was one time, there was like these reeds, and we're drinking down the river. It was night time.
Yeah.
And these reeds, I didn't know if you jumped into them, it goes downhill.
Oh, right.
I was like, come on, let's all jump in them. And they're like, no. I was like, all right, I'll go first, you guys follow. So I jumped, and I was like, whoa. And I landed in water, and they're like, come on, it's all good. And they all did. And then as I'm trying to pull myself up, I grabbed the big star dropper right next to me. So I landed right next to a star dropper.
Wow.
I was like, oh, that could have been bad, man.
Oh,
Fuck.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were definitely a mischievous kid. That's what
I've had experience, yeah.
that's very good. I like that. I reckon that's character building stuff. So if we rewind a little bit, so you were, so that they finish operating, and then what's like your next sort of memory of like waking up and stuff like that?
So they had me in an induced coma for 2 weeks.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because, so it's a 100k road, and it was like an instant stop. So I hit my head pretty bad on the way out.
Yeah.
So my brain was swollen,
Yeah.
sorry. So they had to like drill a little thing into my head just to relieve the pressure, like get the fluid out, relieve it.
Yeah.
So I was out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They brought me in and out towards the last week of it, but yeah, I don't remember much about that. Apparently, I was obviously spacey, but I was a bit, yeah. Anyway, but my first memory is different to when I first woke up.
Right.
Apparently, like my first memory that I can recall is this doctor sort of saying like, "Yeah, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Like you basically fucked."
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, like because I just didn't believe it. I didn't really know what it was all about.
Yeah.
And then it was another time when I was starting to actually really wake up. The spinal doctor, she goes, "Yeah, you're not going to be doing football, nothing." I was just like, "What can I do?" And she goes, "Well, that's for you to find out."
Right.
So, all right, shit. And then they test all like my feeling below my break.
Yeah.
Which they say it's below the break, but like my feeling stops about my chest.
Yeah.
And they'd be like doing it on the legs, and I'd be like, "Oh," and she goes, "Really?" I'm like, "No." And she's like, "All right, close your eyes." And I was like, "Fuck."
So you're always trying to figure out, but like, would you say that there was always, especially when you're in those really early stages post the accident, there was like, was your brain still wired to be like, I'm going to be okay? Like things are going to go back to normal?
It was like that for a while. Well, it still is. It's more, if I didn't believe that I was going to get anything back, I never really would have.
Nothing would have. Yeah.
Because at the time I had a tube in my neck to help me breathe.
Yeah.
So that took away my voice.
Oh, wow.
No voice.
Yeah.
And I had that for, I think it was like 2.5 months. So
wow.
No voice. And when I needed something, it was more like,
yeah.
so I had to make like and noises to get people's attention.
Yeah.
I had one mate that I live with now. He was the one that could read my mouth the best.
Yeah.
So he was like, he was a translator for everyone. Basically.
So, I guess, when I'm just trying to figure out the best way to ask this question, like so everything, all that's happened, like, was there a point where, like, obviously it's a long, like, how long would you say the recovery was to then, or how long was it until you actually got out of, say, the rehabilitation center or wherever you were? Like, was it?
Well, I was in ICU for, it was 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And then when I was in this other ward, because they'd take the tube out to clean my neck.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Nah, I can breathe, trust me."
Yeah.
So they trialed me, and it went from like hours to like 4 hours.
Without the tube, yeah.
Without the actual apparatus itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was still a tube in me that the tube fits in.
Yeah.
But one morning they just woke me up like, "Yeah, we're going to take the tube out." And I was like, "Oh." And they walked out and I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
Yeah, and they took it out, and because my voice hadn't been used for a while, so squeaky, man.
Oh, wow.
So squeaky. And like I scared a few people because Mum came in, she didn't know, and I was like, "Morning," and she's like, "Ugh," and
wow,
ran out. But
yeah.
Nah, I left hospital. Oh, it was like February. Yeah, late Feb.
Yeah.
Early March, maybe.
So you were in for how long? Would you say?
In where? In the hospital, it was probably just under 3 months.
Yeah.
And then went to rehab, and I was there until September that year.
Mm-hmm.
And this was kind of cool though. So the first day I got there, I wasn't up in my chair. I was still in bed because I got taken over.
Mm-hmm.
But I was always trying to move. And when everyone's setting stuff up in my room, I was just like, "Oh, this is where I'm going to live for a bit." And I was just like, my hand did like a little flick like this. It was no bigger than that.
Yeah.
I was like, look. And then I tried to do it again, nothing. And people were like, And I was like, "Nah, it's fucking there."
Yeah.
So like, I knew that like there was something to actually get back.
Do you reckon, do you reckon that was just like you doing that, or I
was trying to do it. I was always trying to move.
Yeah, right.
So
at that point, your arms essentially weren't working?
No, I was dead still, man.
Yeah, right.
Like not even like this much moving my neck because
Yeah.
it was still real sore.
Right.
And in the accident, I broke my collarbone as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
cherry on top.
Yeah, pretty well.
Wow.
And like you have to get rolled and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Oh,
like, be on the broken collar. Yeah.
wow.
So, and what was annoying, right? They didn't put my collarbone back into place.
Did they know that it was
Yeah.
right?
But it was like overlapped. And they're like, well, what's the point of putting it back in? I'm
Yeah, yeah. What do you
like,
mean?
when I found out about it, I'm like, well, can we just re-break it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we could. I'm like, well, thanks.
Wow.
Fuck. But nah, I was in rehab for about 4 months, but then they kicked me out. Well, they didn't kick me out. They found a place for me, and they gave me this exercise bike, but they didn't tell me how to fucking use it.
On purpose?
No,
Or they just-
I don't think so. They just didn't set it up.
Right.
So that took months and months to get that set up.
Like what sort of bike are we talking?
It's got pedals, but the bike moves itself.
Yeah.
And then in the motion, it has electric stim.
Oh, okay.
So it would activate the muscles
Yeah, yeah.
accordingly.
Yep.
So one for my legs and one for my arms.
Right.
And I use that now. But and then once I actually got it set up, went to go and use it in this chair. Didn't work in this chair.
Right.
So then I had to wait to get approval to get a new chair.
Yeah.
And that took probably 18 months.
Far out.
Yeah.
Just wow.
And then they were like, oh, we can get an alternative where it's like these, I don't know, I forgot what they called them now, but it takes away all the weight and you can move your arms.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, all right, we've got them set up. I got them and they cost so much.
Yeah.
Couldn't use them in this chair.
Right. So what was the chair you had previously? That was.
No, it was this chair.
Oh, right.
I had to actually
Oh,
get, I had to
okay.
get a
Yep. I
separate
get you.
chair that didn't have like all these bits, well, not bits sticking out, but I don't know, because I had to lift the armrest up and then use it.
Yeah.
But this one, yeah, it just wouldn't work.
Oh, right.
So I spent a lot of time. I tried to relive a lot of like going out partying.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, and then hang on, I had started getting a bit of a pressure sore on my butt.
Yeah.
You meant to rest it, not put any pressure on it.
Yeah.
This is in 2016 in January. Went back up to my bridge for Australia Day and my mate's birthday.
Yeah.
For 3 days, got home, had a nurse look at my butt and he goes, yeah, you're going to have to get that operated on.
Wow.
And I was like, I'll see how I'll go for a few weeks and then we'll take it from there. So I stayed in bed for, would have been 3 months,
Wow.
roughly.
So this was after the sore?
No, this is because of the sore.
Because of the sore. Right. Wow.
So I stayed in bed and then, went to hospital, had it operated on, had to be in bed for another 9 weeks. And they were like, you're in this room for 9 weeks. That's all you got. Getting turned every 2 and 3 hours for 9 weeks.
Fuck.
But that was when I started drawing.
Right. I guess at that point, that's probably a good leading question. So you've gone through all this rehab. You get to a point where you've got a sore on your behind and now you're back inside having to lay down again and people are turning you every 2 or 3 hours. And you just started to say then that's when you started drawing. Well, where, like, can you explain where you were at sort of mentally? I feel like that's a really like.
Well, I was all fine, but if I didn't have the drawing to release me a little bit,
Yeah.
I reckon it would have went real south real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was only doing it for probably 3 hours a day, or I'd have it set up in front of me for 3 hours a day. But yeah, if I didn't have that outlet, I would have been ruined.
Yeah.
It was always been like it's always fluctuated.
Yeah.
You know, like it was always like I'm good. Then there'd be like a little thing that would make me crash. And
Yeah.
it's gotten a lot better though, so much better.
Yeah.
It was more. I think it's because I was younger and I'm
A lot more mature.
Very mature.
How old are you now?
I'm 24.
About same as me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely agree, man. Like, obviously, I mean, I've been, I guess, fortunate enough to never have to have been through any like mental health issues or anything like that. But like I've got mates even now that, which is good. They openly talk to me and other people about it, and they've gone to like see someone like a professional to go speak about stuff. And like you said, it's not, especially when, like they say the male brain doesn't fully develop till they're like 25, 26. We're not even that old yet. But like, I feel like you could definitely agree on the fact that as a male between the age of like, say 16 or 17 to 22, if you're down mentally, like we're not taught to know or understand like our feelings essentially. So like, if you're going, like, for obviously you, for example, you're going through this whole experience, and if you're feeling down, you don't know how to. I mean, obviously I can't speak for you essentially, but
I didn't know how to express
you don't know how to express it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's when the spiral happens. Like, if you don't have an outlet to actually, whether it be talk about it or in your instance draw, like, would you say that the drawing was like definitely like an outlet for the way you felt, sort of thing?
No, definitely. And what I drew, if I look at it now, it's sort of like, there's a bit of pain there.
Yeah, yeah.
There definitely was. And I don't know. It was more just like, it was either swim or sink, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the one thing that kept staying in my head. It's like, you can either just give up or just keep going. That's all it really is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. There were a few times I took it out on people, family, definitely.
Yeah.
And like since then, I've talked to them about it. I'm like, it's fine. You knew what I was going through.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, we're going through that as well. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, different, but you were.
Yeah.
But now when I look at it though, they were going through it harder.
Yeah.
Because they had to see me unconscious for 2 weeks, sorry.
Yeah.
Same with all my mates. Like all my mates were in the waiting room for so long.
Yeah, yeah.
Just waiting for me for something,
Yeah.
But,
yeah, for sure. And I guess that's probably like, I wanted to ask you probably one more question on that. It was like, and it leads well into talking more about your art, but how long have you been going for here? Been rambling for a while.
yeah, sorry, man.
No, I said I've been rambling. I'm a massive rambler, mate. Don't you can talk as much as you want. You're my guest.
No, I try and put everything into context before I just the big drop. That's
Yeah, no, 100%, man, 100%. That's what I try and tell my friends, but they're like, okay, bro, stop fucking talking shit. But so a question that I wanted, probably the last sort of one on what we were just talking about, like, would you in that time, obviously, like you said you had your drawing as an outlet and everything. Do you have, or at that point in time, did you have like, I guess like inspirations or specific people that you look towards? Like, so for example, someone on like social media that might have been going through a similar thing, or did you find any inspiration in anything else? Or
not necessarily. I was more just going on what I knew.
Yeah.
And what I already learnt before in my previous life before the accident.
Yeah.
Actually, no, realistically, I started sketching before I went to hospital.
Right.
But I didn't have the equipment where it was like right in front of me. I'd have to like reach and
Yeah.
it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But it was enough to like get my feel for it again.
Yeah.
But the first drawing, it was more just me, finding that rhythm again until the next one.
Yeah. So I guess that leads into talking about your art. So for everyone listening that might not have already looked at your page, your Instagram or your website or anything, all of your artwork that you currently do is done via what sort of pen or pencil are we talking? Is it like a specific pen or pencil or utensil, or?
I use a pen.
And by the way, this is done with Donny's mouth.
Yeah,
this is that is when. So my friend Paris showed me your page, and I was like, I first looked at it, I was like, oh, these drawings are sick, and then I actually realized that you're doing this with your mouth, and you swear as well. We're allowed to fucking swear on this podcast. It fucking blew my mind. It was honestly like, do you get people telling you how fucking crazy it is or not?
Yeah, but so early on I was sort of like, you're just trying to be nice or
Nah,
no,
man.
No. I've learned to get over that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's more look, because I've done it. Sorry, I see all the mistakes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll go, no, it could be better.
Yeah,
So the next one, I'll go like, yeah, this will be better.
yeah.
So that's why, look, I have gotten better, like each and every single one.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll still look. Wait until I do one where I look at it and go, yeah,
That's good.
That's the one.
That's killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this, can you explain how are you doing it? Can you explain how you're doing it? Like, what's the setup that you're using to be able to like draw on it with your mouth or?
There's sort of like it's like this board that's connected to a table at the moment.
Right.
So I can drive up to, those standing tables?
Yeah.
So that's all the way up. And this board sort of comes out enough so I can drive up to it and not hit the table.
Right.
And what I'll do is I'll pencil it and sketch it, the whole thing. I've learned to do that really lightly as well.
Yep.
But and then I'll go over it in pen.
Yeah.
Erase the pencil and then put all the detail in.
This is crazy. So even a rate, like everything's done with your mouth.
You have to do all of it, yeah.
Wow, man.
But I'd rather it that way though, because I've watched people erase my stuff before and they've like done too much over the pen and it's pulled it, and I'm like, nah, I need to think of an alternative.
Yeah, yeah.
And one time I just found this, it's like an eraser, but it was like a pen in a way.
Right.
I just found it in my equipment. I was like, huh, what does he use that?
Like on the back end of it or something?
No. It was just like my station was very messy for a while.
Right.
And it was just it just looked like a pen what I thought it was. Pulled it out and I'm like, oh, it's an eraser on the end. So now I'll use that.
Yeah.
And it's good. But yeah, so I'd erase, put all the detail in, and then if I'm happy with it all, I'll go, all right, colour.
Yeah.
The colour takes a bit though.
Yeah. That was my next thing. Like, because these drawings, obviously everyone's going to go have a look and I'll be able to post them to our accounts and everything so everyone can actually see. Like, the amount of colour that's going into your drawings is a lot. So,
but it's not just like, say if it's red, I'll go like, yeah, I'll just put red on it. Let's say, I've done this drawing that'll go up soon.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. How many reds did I put in it? 4.
Wow.
So it's just a lot of.
And you're having to apply. Are you having to apply like different? Like you're having to apply different pressure.
Nah. So with the markers, it's not that much pressure.
Right. Okay.
Pardon me. It's more with the pen.
Right. I see.
So my first 3 drawings I did with pen and then pencil.
Right.
Coloured with pencil. It was fucking rotten for my teeth. Because you
Wow.
think about how hard you got to press.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'd be sore.
Yeah, sore. But no, these markers were a blessing. But little side note, I found out that I can't put anything on these pictures when they're done to stop them from fading
Oh, really?
because they're water based. So no matter what, they're going to fade. That's why I sell copies now as well.
Yeah, yeah.
People going like, can you do a commission? It's like, you don't want the original.
It's gonna fade.
And no matter what, it's going to fade.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The colouring takes a bit, man.
Yeah. So how long? Obviously, your different drawings will take different amounts of time and what
Yeah,
you're up
definitely.
to. What's like an average? Is it like an average of what it would take you to do? Would you say?
Yeah. I was trying to do one. The 2 before the one I just did, they took me about 6 weeks to do.
6 weeks?
Yeah, but I was pushing.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be doing nothing else.
Yeah.
There's a picture on my Instagram. It's the beach theme.
Yeah.
There's sand on there, and I was like, I don't know how to make sand look like sand.
Yeah.
I was like, dots.
Yeah.
And I get like, I don't know, half an hour in, and I'm just doing dots, and I'm looking. Then I look at the rest of the picture, and I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, I can't just stop now.
Yeah.
It took me 5 days straight of just doing dots.
Holy
straight,
fuck.
man. Did my head in. And when it
Yeah.
was done, I was like, I don't know if I'm happy or if I want to keep doing dots.
Yeah.
Because I was so used to it now.
Yeah. So I guess I can't not stress. That's probably not the word, but like everyone listening to this, you have to go look at these pieces of work that Donny's doing because they are honestly like, and I know, like you said before, you've had people that are like, oh, they when you first started doing them, they're like, oh, they're just saying that to be nice. But like, when I saw them, I was like, holy fuck, like this is honestly like, obviously we have designs done for our t-shirts with our designer Abby, and she's obviously magnificent and everything. And the amount of, I can understand and appreciate the amount of time she puts in to doing our designs, concepts coming from Harrison and I. And then, so yeah, I guess I can, not fully because I'll never be able to, but I can appreciate a lot the amount of time and effort you're putting into the pieces you do because you're doing them with your mouth. Like it's honestly, it's
takes a while to do as well.
Yeah, man. Like it's
a slow process.
Yeah.
The next picture that I'm putting up now, I'll film the whole thing.
Yeah. So like a, what's it called?
It's a time
lapse. Yeah.
So that one, I only finished that probably 3 weeks ago and I started that in February.
Wow.
So that one took me a bit and it's not even as big. It was just more getting the right design, I guess.
Yeah. What you're happy with, yeah.
Yeah. And I've watched it and it's sort of just like, it's kind of weird watching myself draw something I knew I drew.
Yeah.
But no, you wait till you watch the end of that video and all the color goes in. It's
sick.
Very satisfying.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It goes so fast and it just bang color,
Yeah, I've got another friend. She's done a bit of work for Devon Street as well. Emily Gleason. She's so talented. Like just a very, very talented artist as well. And she always does her time lapses and they're just the most satisfying things to watch. Like obviously you speed them up and she'll put them as a story or post them on Instagram. And yeah, they're so good to watch. So I'm looking forward to that. I guess now, like, what does a typical week look like for you? Like, do you have set days where you dedicate to your art? Do you have, like, what else is going on? Do you have other stuff?
At the moment, I've got a lot of things I want to do based around the drawing.
Yeah.
Because I'm creating a brand at the moment.
Sick.
And yeah, I'm pretty keen to see where that goes.
Yeah.
But that will still...
Like for clothing?
It'll start clothing and then we'll see where that goes from there.
Yeah, sick.
It's only like little small drawings, but I think it'll work,
Unreal, yeah. So...
yeah, well.
Do you have like, because that was going to be my next thing, like is that, I was going to say like where do you see your drawing and just yourself moving towards in the future? Like do you know it's your drawing that you love, that's what you're passionate about and what you want to do stuff with?
Yeah,
or?
No, definitely. It's just, I want to try and build a lot while I'm in my 20s. I've only got 5 and a bit more years, but
yeah,
just so I can build and then not have to worry about it so much.
Yeah.
Because long term, I wouldn't mind teaching art.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I reckon I could do it. And, what I do, like, I don't reckon I know anyone that does it that way.
Yeah.
So it's a different way of doing it. So, I don't know. It'd be good.
That's sick. Yeah. Like, it's awesome to see that you're like, that you are looking like, not in a way, you are quite like that's an entrepreneurial like mindset that you have. Like I feel like I'm in a similar sort of sense. Like I don't want to bore everyone with it, but like we're doing Devon Street and I do this podcast and all the time, like I'm always like obviously I'm driven to do those two things, but I'm always thinking of other things that I'm like, oh, that like I'm interested in that. Like that could be cool. How could I start building that? And then I might like put a few things in place to be like, oh, if I do want to start it, it's there, and then you can launch from there. And like you said, if you build it in your 20s, like we're so young.
But look at it like this though. Don't look and go, I've got to wait until I've got everything lined up. Think about what you can do today.
Just do it. Yeah, exactly.
Because we've always got the tools that we can use to build into new tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you wait for it, man,
time just goes.
Put your seeds everywhere, and then we can actually have these big things grow.
Yeah. Dude, you have summed that up so well. That's like, and like with this podcast as well, like I'd thought about it for probably 6 months and then I got to a point where I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. Like I don't even have, I still don't have all the bells and whistles and everything, but you don't need them to get
enough,
started. Yeah, you've got enough to get started, and the main product. Excuse me. You've got enough to get the main product across. So, like you said, you're better off just getting started and practicing the skill, and displaying it to people, because they're eventually, when you keep doing it, they're going to be able to see your development and how much you've gotten better. Same with your drawing. Like,
it's pretty hard to start perfect, isn't
yeah,
it?
exactly. No one's going to start perfect. So like with your drawing, like we see your drawings, you look at your drawings from when you're 5 and you compare them to what you're doing now with your mouth. It's like,
I should post them.
yeah, dude.
I'll put 'em up.
I should have got you to bring him. I'm spewing. If you have something, I'll definitely share
I've
them.
got a couple of books as well. It's kind of funny how they grew, but
Really?
yeah.
Wow, that's sick. I'd love to see him. So, I guess going on from there, like, I'm sort of going back and forth between the art and what you're up to now, but like, I noticed a lot of your pieces have, I guess, like social, political, and like environmental sort of trends in them. Like, is that the sort of thing?
Tell me how you see it then. Which one?
So I'm trying to. There was one that really stood out to me. It was like I can't remember the name of the one. It was the one that was like really.
Explain what's in it.
It was the one that was really environmental based. I have it up here.
The stuff on my website, I haven't got all of them there.
Oh, really?
Nah, there's only a few there. It was just
Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Give me 2 secs.
because I think I've only got 3 or 4 on there.
Yeah, there's not. You definitely don't have all of them on here. There was one. Where is it? Well, I looked at a lot of these last night, and I was just like, because I swear you had written on your website, like,
It'll be that one, I reckon.
until you, like, if you just look at your drawings, okay, you look at it, it's like, okay, there's a lot going on here. But until you actually
Yeah, you have to
really
look,
look,
yeah.
and you're like, holy fuck, like, what is my perception of this little bit? And then you move to another bit of the drawing, and it's like, okay, I'm perceiving this completely different, like that. But that's what's so cool about it. So, like,
Seen the raccoon in that one?
no, where is it?
Keep zooming.
Am I in the right spot?
Yeah, keep zooming. And then go up a bit. Keep going.
Oh, here. What? That's crazy. Like, everyone listening, they obviously can't see what we're doing right now, but you have to look at Donny's drawings because
you got to zoom in, man.
Exactly.
There's a lot of small stuff.
there's and that's the crazy thing. Like, there's this, how small these details are. Obviously, when you're drawing, it's on a bit bigger than what you're viewing on your phone, but
It's only A3 as well.
Yeah,
it's not very big.
yeah, and oh man, it's crazy. Like, and I guess what I was saying before,
Everything intertwines with itself, though.
yeah,
So I don't really just put one thing to just go like, yeah, there it is.
yeah. So
There'll be a reason why it's there.
yeah, so I guess that was what I stuttered a bit, but like,
You're right.
what I was trying to ask was like, before you start this drawing, a drawing,
Yeah.
do you have like, okay, this is the concept? Or is it like more
it's hard to
improvised?
answer that because sometimes I'm like, I know exactly how this needs to be,
Yeah.
and I'll draw one thing or I'll do like a mistake in the line. I'll go, all right, where do I go from here?
Yeah, yeah. So it's a
know?
bit of both of like
Like, with
improvising
that
and
one, that was,
so this one's called, the one we're looking at is called Protection.
but that one was just drawing a tree just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, so I've done a drawing for one of my mates, for one of his singles he released,
Yeah.
and see the square in that one.
In this one?
Yeah,
Here.
that square was actually going to be
The album cover? Oh, right.
and like I screwed up, so I was just like, I'll just leave that square and I'll just keep going with it and do
Yeah.
whatever to it.
Yeah.
So that one, it was never really going to be what it was. I
Right.
just kept adding and
Yeah, yeah. That's where the
connecting
improvising
sort of thing,
comes
yeah.
in. Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's honestly so cool. So yeah, obviously you've got written here for the one called Protection. My inspiration to create this piece is that within this world at the moment, there aren't enough people protecting Mother Earth herself.
no, there's not.
Isn't it?
No, I'm saying there isn't enough.
Oh, right. Yeah, correct. So I was like, wait, am I reading the wrong one? But yeah,
No.
that's the one that sort of stood out to me. I was like, and when you asked me how do I perceive it, because obviously we all perceive things differently.
Yeah.
It's
Because if you didn't read that, how would you see it? Because there's a little story happening in there.
yeah, and like it's honestly, I would have to. I'm looking at this now and I'm learning so much more the more I look.
See the
That's
guy
certain
hanging
things.
in the tree? Like,
Here?
yeah.
Yeah.
See his shield?
I do now. Like, that's what I mean, man. Like,
But do you see the arrows in it, yeah?
yeah, right there.
Yeah, and he's hanging from one as well, like holding on to one.
Yep.
Now zoom out a bit. Go to the left side of the page a bit. Zoom in there where your finger just was. Go down a bit. Keep going. Go left, sorry.
That way?
Keep going. That's the thing shooting it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so the bottom... Oh, so we're still on the drawing core protection for everyone playing along at home. There's the bottom left-hand side of the drawing. There's like a little creature firing a bow and arrow.
To the right side of the
to
page,
the
tree.
very far right-hand top side of the tree with a guy that's catching the arrows with his shield, essentially. And like, if you hadn't explained that to me, that's like the story going on in these drawings is honestly next level. So
see, long term, I actually wouldn't mind writing short stories to all of these.
yeah, that's what I was going to like.
Just like releasing like a big book to them all.
Yeah, that's so sick. You got so many ideas. Like,
it'll take a while though.
Yeah, that's dude.
Yeah,
you don't want everything to happen overnight, do you?
No, I know.
But like, you don't want like you got to. That's the whole process is like when you're passionate about something, that's what you enjoy. So it's like
true.
This is so sick. Like you've got so much to look forward to.
Because so like when I had an exhibition a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I feel like I rushed a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I had another one meant to be for November this year. But I messed up my shoulder last year and it stopped me from drawing for about 4 months.
All right.
And so I was like, I'm not going to have any new content to add to this exhibition. So
you just pumped him out?
No, I just went,
this is another one coming up.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
So
wow.
I just have to wait for the next opportunity, really.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's like you've learned from that experience now as well. So now you're like...
Yeah, but I've like when I have a picture there, it's like I need to get it done.
Yeah.
It's not like I rush it. It's just like I don't like it sitting there for too long.
Yeah.
Because the idea will fade and then... Like I've put away... probably 3 drawings that I probably won't bring back up.
Wow.
And but like 3 drawings doesn't seem like much, but there's ideas in it, you know.
Yeah.
But I look at it and go like, I might pull those ideas and put it on something else, but it may not work. So.
Yeah, but it's cool to have like you've got like a little bit of a back catalogue now where you're like you've got a little bit of inspiration there, and like you said, you can pull from certain things and
true.
Yeah, but I guess we've been going for almost an hour now, man. We've been rambling on. So I was going to say so. Moving into the future, like you've got all these different ideas, drawings obviously at the forefront of it in terms of your art, that's the main thing, and your main passion. So a lot of different things can come from that. And I was going to mention before, like if you are looking to get into obviously or create your own brand and stuff, like if you ever need, I've helped a few different people before when they want to start their own brand and stuff, like just a good little cool places to like get sort of, I guess, the best t-shirts from and stuff like that. And we're moving into, I guess, custom cut and sew. So like if you ever did need any help getting into that sort of thing, just hit us up, man. And we'll be like,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because like
I've actually been searching because I don't know which way to go.
Exactly, man. Like just let us know what or any questions you have. Just ask us because we've been officially doing Demonstrate for probably like 2.5 years now. It's probably not for the last 12 months that Harrison and I have really been taking it a lot more serious, and we've learnt so much in that time, but we're still so green with it all. So it's like when I know people are in a similar position to you starting out, it's like, fuck, I don't know where to look. But any question you have, man, sing out. I guess in sort of wrapping it up, where can people find and purchase your art? So is that all purely online? Do they DM you?
It's probably better to go through Instagram at the moment.
Yep.
Probably, DM me.
Yep.
Because on the website, there's not enough on there.
Yeah.
So I've got to rebuild it and add a lot more.
Yeah, we're in the same boat, man. It's annoying. It's a real job, isn't it? Rearranging your website and stuff.
But so I've got a lot of prints left.
Yeah.
And if people want to hit me up for them, go for it.
Sick. That's so cool. You've obviously got your own personal Instagram. Is it just at Donny Schulz?
Yeah.
And then obviously your art, you'll be able to find in your bio, but your art profile is at Donny Schulz Art.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. So, everyone listening, make sure you go check it out. I'm sure you will after hearing all of that. But moving forward, I guess there's a lot more to look forward for you, man. So thank you.
I'm not done yet.
Exactly. You're only just scratching the surface, man. Thank you so much for coming in, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I reckon we're onto something here. So like I said, sing out if you ever need any help with anything that you're doing. But thanks again, mate. Appreciate it.
Easy.
Bye for now.